Something else you don't want to miss out on is your chance at a $50,000 jackpot every week on the NBC Sports Predictor app. The all-new game, Golf Pick'em, presented by FootJoy, is free to play and has thousands in cash prizes. Plus, if a FootJoy player wins the event, you could win a FootJoy prize pack. So, guys, are you ready? It is time to test our picking skills. We're going to pick all 7 matchups and the tournament winner and score. Are we ready?
Yes, we are.
Take that as a yes. Okay, right, Robert Darren, starting with you. You've got the main man, Tiger Woods, versus Rocket Mortgage Classic winner, Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, man, that's the one I start with. Tiger Woods coming back to a course he's won 5 times on. Bryson, arguably the best player in the world today. Bryson's coming off a well-needed rest of 1 week. Tiger coming off 150 some odd days of rest. That's a lot. I think that's also rust. Bryson's playing better than anyone. I don't like it, but I have to take Bryson over Tiger Woods.
Ooh, see what Tiger has to say about this. Okay, Paige, 2 winners since the return of the PGA Tour, Dustin Johnson versus Webb Simpson.
Yeah, and both did not play last week, so not a lot to compare about last week's event. And you mentioned both in great form, so it makes a difficult decision, but I'm going to lean towards the player that has had the best ball striking over the last year. And while Dustin Johnson has historically been a better ball striker than Webb Simpson has led in that category. In fact, he's been top 10 on the PGA Tour in both greens and regulation and strokes gained approach. So I'm going with Webb Simpson this week.
Okay, Damon, you've got defending champ Patrick Cantlay versus last week's winner, Colin Morikawa.
Impossible. Cantlay went to UCLA, so did I. Morikawa went to Cal, so did I. Who do I pick? I think Colin's going to be a little bit tired after his win in a playoff over JT. I'm going to go with Cantlay, who shot 65 in the final round at the workday to finish tied for 7th. It's Patrick Cantlay.
Okay, nice. Defending champ. Could he do it again? Right, I have got world number 1, Rory Mcilroy versus Justin Thomas, purely based on the fact we haven't seen Rory for a couple of weeks. He hasn't carded a top 10 since coming back from the break. Justin Thomas, he's just stellar week in, week out, almost winning last week, came so close in the playoffs. So for me, I'm locking in Justin Thomas to win this week. Robert Dameron, 2 men on the comeback, Phil Mickelson versus Jason Day.
Oh, Jason Day, his first decent tournament at Muirfield Village last week. He's had 1 top 25 in the Memorial, but putting great. He made so many putts last week. Phil made the cut, but he also had 7 bogeys and a double on the weekend. That's just a little erratic for me. I'm going to go Jason Day.
Jason Day. Okay, Paige, you've got a pair of frenemies here, as I like to say, Jordan Spieth versus Patrick Reed.
Yeah, and unfortunately both played last week. Jordan Spieth missed the cut. Patrick Reed had a 39th place finish. But when I look a little bit further, Jordan Spieth missed 50% of his greens. Again, we know how important ball striking is on this golf course. So I'm going to go with Reed over Spieth this week.
Alrighty, and Damon, our final pairing, a pair of JRs, Jon Rahm versus Justin Rose.
A bit of a bad patch for Justin Rose after a couple good starts after the restart. He's missed 2 straight cuts. Jon Rahm, on the other hand, shot 64 last week at the workday. That's a field low. He'll have some momentum this week at Memorial. I'm going with Jon Rahm.
Yeah, I think that's a good shot. Okay, Robert, it all comes down to you now, my friend. You've got to pick our winner and what the winning score will be.
Well, last week, Colin Morikawa won at 19 under. I think this week's going to be set up harder, so I'm going to take away a half a shot a day and go minus 17, and the winner is going to be Bryson Beefcake DeChambeau.
I would tend to agree with the winner. I actually am a little surprised you're going to go that score that low because we know it's going to play harder, but can't argue with it.
I tell you what, the guy is changing the way the game is played. He's pushing against convention. He's making us rethink what's possible. Jack Nicklaus is talking about him, for crying out loud. I have no problem with the Bryson DeChambeau pick.
Yeah, let's get Bryson back in the winner's circle. We could spend another 2 weeks talking about the man and probably the rest of the year, let's be honest. But we will be keeping a close eye and see how our picks fare for everyone at home. Be sure you can download as well the NBC Sports Predictor app or head to nbcsports.com/predictor for your chance at the $50,000 jackpot in Golf Pick'em presented by FootJoy.